Well, folks, this is truly a momentous day in the automotive world because under there is the next generation Aston Martin Vantage. But quick story before we unveil that. Back in 2015, we drove the Bond car. You remember the DB10 that was in Spectre. Now, we also spoke to the young guy that designed that car, and he said the next Vantage would look part Vulcan, part DB10. Marek Reichman, who we saw on the way out of the place in Gaydon, said that this car would blow the DB10 away. Well, without further ado, folks, there's something special under here. You can see it. You don't even have to lift the cover to realise that there's something seriously special under here, but let me pull it off. I mean, seriously? This thing is nothing like the current Vantage, as good a car as that is, but look at this thing. This thing is hardcore. Look at the shark nose on it. I mean, look at the venting here, the low splitter. This is just a far more serious car than I ever expected. Let me show you down some of these parts. I mean, look at the wheels. I mean, the brakes. I mean, they're massive. This is not a side strake, it's a gill, it's a shark gill, matching the shark nose. But it's metal and it's perforated with a bazillion holes in it for air extraction because they tell us that everything on this car, the new Vantage, is there for a reason, whether it's aero, cooling, air extraction, downforce. Let's come and have a look at the downforce because they tell us that the rear end is the piece de resistance. And I give you, folks, the next Vantage. Would you check that thing out? I mean, okay, more of this metal breather down here, perforated. They tell us the diffuser provides serious downforce, real downforce. But the rear lights, I mean, come on. You notice there's no Aston Martin Vantage, it's just Aston Martin, same as the DB11 in fact. I mean, this is just, I mean, what do you think of it? I mean, it's just, it blows your mind, right? It just blows your mind. You know what, this is the AMG V8 engine. So, now it's not going to sound like an AMG V8, let's be clear. We've already established that with DB11 V8, but let's kick this over because they tell us that it's something special yet again. Guys, I mean, come on. Right, you ready? On. That's an Aston Martin. That's more Vulcan than DB10 or any other Aston, surely. What do you think? You're speechless, right? I'm speechless. This is just extraordinary, folks, extraordinary. Folks, this is brand new. I mean, I was expecting DB11 interior architecture, but this is nothing like DB11. This is its own bespoke Vantage interior. I mean, this looks fantastic. I mean, look, behind there and here, we have Mercedes-Benz architecture, and that's a good thing because it's all gonna work. But the styling, I mean, these guys have really gone to work on this to differentiate it from anything that AMG do. It's all Aston Martin. I love it. Now check this out. I'm gonna start it up one more time because I can't resist. We're going to go to track. Sorry, I had to do that. It's intoxicating, folks. The leather. I mean, these seats are optional. The standard seat is beautiful though with Alcantara. This is if you want colour matched rotors and leather pews, but you know, they're magnificently comfortable. Now, obviously I haven't driven the car, but just sitting in here for the last 10 minutes, it's extraordinary, the comfort. It's simple. It's a simple design, but it's very focused and very sports car-like, because don't forget, the Vantage is the jet fighter of the group. The DB11 is the fighter bomber, if you like. So I mean, I'm blown away, guys. I'm absolutely blown away. Can't wait to drive it. Guys, I missed this, but didn't see these lightweight door pulls. I mean, you know these guys are serious when they come up with weight-saving features like that. And that's exactly what people that buy this car want in a car like this. Got to show you the engine. Now, I know what you're thinking. That does not look like an AMG 4-litre twin-turbo V8. That looks to me very much like an Aston Martin engine. Now, they've tweaked manifolds, exhaust, baffles, everything. And as you heard, it doesn't sound like an AMG V8. It sounds absolutely bespoke. But that is a pretty engine. Bracing, I mean, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. This stuff here, breathers here. Now you'll notice, I want to show you one thing very quickly. You'll notice that there are no longer bonnet flutes on the car. It doesn't need them. Remember I told you before that everything on the car is there for a reason, so they've left those off because it simply doesn't need it, because enough air comes through here to cool that donk down. So before we wrap this unveiling up, folks, how about a few tantalizing figures like 375 kilowatts, 685 Newton meters for 0 to 100 in, wait for it, 3.7 seconds. Yes, that's sub 911 career S territory. This is just, this thing just blows me away. I mean, it's just so much more aggressive than the previous Vantage. I mean, come on.